So we're going to pray for people, for our neighbors.
Friday night at the Lowry Primary School in the Villebois neighborhood, Creekside Bible Church is hosting a vigil, an opportunity to pray for those affected by last weekend's fire.
We're here to support our community. You know, this is something that we've all experienced together. It's a shared experience.
We all know individuals.
The pastor at Creekside Bible Church will tell you it's an experience that's haunting this community.
And I'm hearing stories of kids who are having trouble sleeping at night because, they woke up 4 days ago or 5 days ago and had to wake their parents up to get them out of the house, and adults having those same issues.
This security video just obtained by KGW shows the moment the massive fire started. You'll notice people running out of their homes, even moving their cars, trying to get as far away as possible from the flames that ultimately destroyed or damaged dozens of homes, not to mention the 4-story construction project where the fire originally started.
When this happened, it was really scary. We were sitting in my room watching the fire and wondering if we should leave our home, but mostly heartbreak for my neighbors who've lost everything.
Those neighbors are who Kelsey Phillips and her family are focusing on at this vigil. They're also praying for answers.
What started this fire, how it started, why it started, it would just help provide comfort and more security, I think.
Yeah, in addition to prayers, donations were collected tonight, all of them going to the Villebois Relief Fund through GoFundMe. And at last check, that fundraising campaign had brought in more than $13,000. Back to you in the studio.